What happens when wall paint is mixed with silica sand? It might sound like an unusual or even impossible combination, but today I'm going to share an amazing idea using just these two materials, and the result will truly surprise and impress you. Silica sand often has an uneven texture. To achieve the best results, the first step is to sift the sand to ensure all the grains are uniform in size and smooth before mixing. The evenly sifted silica sand will create a much cleaner and more refined finish. Its smooth and uniform texture gives the mixture a consistent look, resulting in a neat, soft, and visually pleasing surface. This is where the beauty begins, turning something simple into an impressive piece of work through precision and a touch of creativity. Next, prepare the wall paint in your preferred color. Here, I'm using a shade that I personally find quite appealing, and I poured about 250 milliliters into a container. Of course, you can adjust the amount depending on how much surface you plan to cover. Next, add a secret ingredient that will make this mixture much stronger and more durable: PVA glue. Pour the PVA glue into the container that already holds the wall paint. For the ratio, add about 10% of the total amount of paint. Take 3 cable ties and connect them together so they form a strong interlocked unit. Then, add a small wooden stick in the center and tighten all the cable ties firmly to keep everything secure. Trim off the excess ends of the cable ties to make it look neat. Now you've got yourself a simple DIY electric mixer, perfect for blending your mixture until it becomes smooth and fully homogeneous. Next, just attach the end of the wooden stick to a power drill, and your homemade mixer is ready to use. Before you start mixing, add 1 spoon of filtered silica sand into the container with the paint and PVA glue mixture. Then, begin stirring slowly until all the ingredients blend together into a smooth, consistent texture. If you prefer a more textured finish, you can add a little more silica sand to the mix. However, it's recommended not to exceed 30% of the total mixture, as too much sand can affect the final result and reduce its quality. In this demonstration, I added about 15% of silica sand, which turned out to be the perfect balance, not too rough, but still giving the surface a beautifully textured look. Which city and country are you watching this video from? Write it in the comments to let me know. I'm curious to see how far this video reaches, because this amazing idea deserves to be seen by people all over the world. It's wonderful to know that we can stay connected with each other across the globe. Here, I've prepared 3 different materials to test how this textured paint mixture performs on various surfaces. The first material is a GFRC board, commonly used for exterior walls. It has a solid and firm surface, perfect for testing adhesion strength. The second material is a smooth concrete surface, which will help us observe how well the mixture bonds to a dense, non-porous base. And the third one is a wooden board that has been sanded smooth, allowing us to see the texture and finish on a more natural surface. This way, we can compare the results across different materials, from rigid to smooth and slightly porous textures. Use a paint roller to apply the mixture for a smoother, more even, and professional finish. After applying, allow the mixture to dry. For optimal results, let it set for about 6 to 8 hours, or up to 12 hours depending on the weather conditions in your area. This ensures a stronger, more even, and long-lasting finish. While waiting for the mixture to dry, I want to show an interesting experiment on the effect of mixing wall paint with PVA glue. Here, I've prepared 2 containers. The first one contains pure wall paint with no additives, serving as a control for comparison. The second container is labeled and mixed with PVA glue at approximately 10% of the total paint volume. The purpose of this experiment is to demonstrate the difference in the final results between plain paint and paint mixed with PVA glue. This way, you can see firsthand how PVA glue enhances adhesion, durability, and the overall quality of the wall paint. The results are truly impressive and can serve as inspiration for DIY projects at home. Stir the wall paint and PVA glue with a wooden stick, or use an electric mixer for larger batches to achieve a completely even mixture. Both materials share a unique property: they dissolve in water. This property allows us to create a technique that is almost unknown, even to most painters. Here, I've prepared a wooden board with markings. The left side will be painted using regular wall paint without any additives, while the right side, which is marked, will be coated with paint mixed with PVA glue. You can apply it using a brush or a paint roller, depending on your preference. In this demonstration, I'm using a regular brush for clarity and ease of application. At first glance, both sides of the board may look identical, as if there's no difference. But the true results will reveal themselves once the paint dries, and you'll be surprised by the contrast. Once the paint has dried, it's time to examine the results. Let's start with the concrete surface to see how this mixture adheres and creates a unique texture. The results are truly impressive. The paint adheres perfectly and creates a unique texture. Since this mixture bonds well with concrete, you can apply it not only to walls but also to concrete floors. It gives the surface a slightly rough finish, making it safer to walk on while also enhancing its visual appeal. Now let's take a look at the results on the GRC surface, commonly used for wall and ceiling panels. The outcome is truly remarkable. This mixture adheres perfectly, creating a unique and striking texture that enhances the aesthetics of your walls or ceilings, giving them a distinctive and eye-catching appearance. Now let's take a look at the results on a wooden surface. As you may know, wall paint usually doesn't adhere well to wood. However, with the addition of PVA glue, the paint sticks perfectly. The outcome is impressive. The wood surface appears unique, with a texture unlike ordinary wood. In conclusion, this mixture isn't just effective for concrete and GRC, it can also be applied to wood, delivering a more aesthetic and durable finish. The difference on the wooden surface is clearly visible. The left side, coated with regular wall paint, appears brighter but scratches very easily. Meanwhile, the right side, painted with wall paint mixed with PVA glue, shows a slightly darker color and is much more resistant to scratches. The PVA glue acts as a protective layer, ensuring the paint adheres perfectly and remains durable against both heat and rain. With this mixture, the paint on wood becomes more long-lasting, robust, and visually more professional. If you haven't joined our community yet, click the subscribe button now to stay updated with the creative and amazing ideas we regularly share. If you found this idea useful, hit the like button to encourage us to bring even more exciting content. Share this idea with your friends and family. Who knows, this simple tip could be helpful to them too. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and see you in the next video.